to a Dragonstaff tutorial for weaves. Before we get started, a huge thank you to all of you who are watching and supporting on Patreon. I bow to you. Mwah. I kiss your feet. Thank you for making videos like this possible, and thank you for making this channel possible. And I have to give a huge shout out to the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. McPhil, for these weaves. Weaves were a type of trick that I've been seeing online for many years, and for whatever reason could not wrap my brain around it. And huge thank you to McPhil for teaching all of us weaves at the Dragonstaff's Ninja Pirate Dragonstaff Spintensive last year, and for giving a little review of them this year at Flame. So there are many different types of weaves. I want to be clear about that. First I heard that there were 4, then I heard that there were 8, and most recently I heard that there were 16. So we are just going to be covering one type of weave for this one. And I really wanted to wait for someone else to make the tutorial for weaves, someone like McPhil, but because it's been requested so many times, I figured I could at least give y'all this one weave variation. And there will be one major prerequisite for this one, that is your split time Chirolls. I'll be sure to put a link to that tutorial down in the description below. And first I'm going to go over the trick facing the same direction as you. I will briefly go over it again facing forwards just to be sure that you can see everything. And as I mentioned, our split time Chiroll is a prerequisite for the weaves, so you'll want to make sure you're nice and comfortable with that before getting started. And if you notice, in the way that I'm doing my split time Chiroll, the right end of the staff swings in front of me towards the center, then the left side of the staff swings in front of me towards the center. Just a little detail to notice before we come into the weaves. First, I'm going to come into a weave on my right side, that is my dominant side. And we're gonna come into that as soon as this left side of the staff swings in front of us, about as far as it can go before you go to the other side. Right here, when this left side of the staff is in front of us, that is where we're going to come into our weave. From this split time Chiroll position, we're going to bring what was the left side of the staff is swung out in front of us. So I have what was the left side of my staff out in front, what was the right side of my staff kind of behind me over the shoulder. And I'm going to do a little flipperoo. So I'm going to bring this end of the staff that's out in front of me with my left hand underneath it. I'm going to use my left hand to bring that end of the staff up and over, so that my left hand is now over my right shoulder. And as we did that, we brought the right hand that was over the right shoulder, we brought that hand down and in front of us. So they basically switched places. The one end of the staff that was out in front of us is going to be behind us over the shoulder. The end that was over the shoulder is going to swing down and in front of us. So once we bring the end of the staff that was out in front of us up and over so that it's over our right shoulder, we're going to have our hands crossed here in a bit of a weave position. So I have my left hand over the right shoulder, right hand out in front of me. From our split time Chiroll, end of the staff that's out in front of us, up and over on top of the right shoulder. End that was over the right shoulder swings down and in front of us. And from here, the end of the staff that's out in front of us is going to do a little clockwise rotation. We'll To be more specific, the head of the staff is going to make a clockwise rotation. Not the spin of the staff, but the rotation. And as soon as we complete one of those clockwise rotations, we can send that end of the staff that is up over our right shoulder back up and in front of us, which will bring us back to our starting position. So one weave on the right side, back in front of us, and then we'll do half of a Chiroll so that the end of the staff that is out to our right will swing out in front of us towards the midline so that we're set up to come into a weave on our left side. So we'll bring, once again, that end of the staff that is out in front of you on top of the back of the right hand. It's gonna swing up over the left shoulder. End of the staff that was over the left shoulder is gonna swing down and in front of us so that they trade places. And as soon as we do that, that end of the staff that's out in front of us is going to do a counterclockwise rotation, like so. And then we'll reverse what we did. So we'll bring this end of the staff that's over the right shoulder back up and in front of us, back to our Chiroll position. So just the left side weave, we swing this right end of the staff out and in front of us, flip it to bring it up and over the left shoulder. We'll do a counterclockwise weave with the head of the staff in front of us, and then reverse what we did with the weave. So bring this end of the staff that's over your left shoulder up and in front of you, back to a split time Chiroll. So now we have our right side weave and our left side weave. So it's time to see if we can put them both together. And in case it hasn't clicked for you already, because for whatever reason it did not click for me for years, the weave name comes from poi. So much like if we were doing a 3-beat weave with poi, we have one arm go over the other, and then the opposite. So the arm that was underneath will cross over, and back and forth we go. It is the same thing for a weave with a Dragonstaff. So when we come over to our right side, we're crossing the left hand over the right arm, and as we come over to the left side, the right arm crosses over the left. And as I said, I'm going to briefly go over that again facing forwards just to make sure that you can see everything. We got into this weave from our split time Chiroll. First coming into a weave on our right side. So we'll let this end of the staff that's out to our left swing in front of us towards the midline. We'll freeze here so that we can flip the staff, bringing that end of the staff that was out to our left is now out in front of us, up and over the right shoulder. So that left hand comes from out in front of us to hovering just over the right shoulder. And the right hand that was over the right shoulder is going to swing down and in front of us. That we end up in this weave position with the staff at the backs of the hands, left hand over the right shoulder. I let this end of the staff that's out in front of me do a clockwise circle, and as soon as I complete that, I'll reverse the weaving hands. So I'll bring this left hand back up and in front, back to our split time Chiroll position, so that we can swing this end of the staff that is out to our right in front of us towards the midline and come into a weave on the left side. So the end of the staff that was out to the right is coming out in front of us, and from there I'll bring that end of the staff along with the right hand up and over the left shoulder, the hand that was over the left shoulder, is gonna swing that end of the staff down and in front of me, so I can do a weave with that end of the staff that's out in front of me. I'll do a weave with that head of the staff counterclockwise before I undo my crossed arms. So I'll bring the right hand back up and over to come out back to a split time Chiroll position. And then to put the two together, you'll basically want to start decreasing the amount of time that you spend coming back into that split time Chiroll position after. So instead, you'll just come straight into a weave on the opposite side. And there you have weaves, or more specifically, one variation of weaves. Hope you all understood and enjoyed that. If you have any questions or want me to go over any part, feel free to drop a comment down below. I know weaves are a tricky one because it took me a really long time to get them, and I would not have gotten them if it was not for McPhil. So thank you to McPhil, thank you all of you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.